Hey humans, day 19. How did it go for you? Day 19 for me was very rewarding. It was very satisfying because what we were reading or what I was reading in our devotional is very aligned to a lot of things that I say very often and I say it all the time. However, it words it a little bit different, but at the end it's almost the same meaning. So I kind of felt very inspired. I'm like, hey, this is a great thing. We're on the same path. We're on the right path here. So it is talking about, and the question is, I'm going to give you the question first, and then we're going to go to the scripture. You kind of see the correlation. Hopefully, it gets your mind kind of going. So the question is, what would it be like? What would it look like to respect myself in light of my God-given human limitations? I'll read it again. What would it look like to respect myself? To respect myself in light of my God-given human limits. So the Bible scripture story that we're reading was found in 1 Kings 19 through 1 through 5. What's so interesting about this story is you've got to read 18 to fully understand 19. So 19 it says, now Ahab told Jezebel everything Elijah had done and how he had killed all the prophets with the sword. So Jezebel sent a messenger to Elijah to say, may the gods deal with you, but if ever so severely, if by this time tomorrow I do not make your life like one of them. Elijah was afraid and ran for his life. When he came to Beersheba in Judah, he left his servant there, while he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness. He came to a broom bush, sat down under it, and prayed that he might die. I have had enough, Lord, he said. Take my life. I am no better than my ancestors. Then he lay down under the bush and fell asleep. All at once an angel touched him and said, get up and eat. So we see in the story that Elijah is so exhausted. And you would know that he's exhausted because in chapter 18, it tells you the whole story of everything that Elijah did. So Elijah, well, the King Ahab and his wife Jezebel, they were killing all the prophets. There was one left. And it says it was Elijah. And so Elijah was running for his life. You read this all in chapter 18, and it says how he goes back and he confronts all the people and he just tells them, now, all of you have been following two opinions. Either you serve Baal or you serve God. Choose one. Pick one. And then if you read in the scripture, it tells you in chapter 18 that the people stayed quiet. The people didn't say anything. So he challenged them. He says, all right, you prophets, meet me at the mountain, and we are going to see who the real God is. And he builds this altar, and they build an altar. And I was laughing as I was reading what they did. Build the altar, they put their sacrifice, they're praying to their God, Baal, to bring fire, send fire down. And it says that they're praying to him all day till noontime, nothing. And then it says that they start dancing and doing all these things around the altar, and nothing happens. But what is so cool is that Elijah says, okay, my turn. Builds the altar. He even puts a trench around the altar. And he tells them once, twice, three times to fill it up with water. So he doesn't tell them three times. They actually fill it up with water three times. They pour water all over the sacrifice, the wood, everything. They even the trench, they fill it with water, making the situation even more impossible for man to set it on fire, right? Or for a fire to be able to kind of last. So he not only were they calling unto the God, they were calling unto their God. He called unto his God, our God, to send them the fire and consume the sacrifice. Not only was he calling unto God for the fire to come out, but he made the fire, the sacrifice, not the fire, the sacrifice, almost impossible for fire to be lit when it's wet. The wood is wet, everything is wet. So fire technically can't survive in that, or can't even exist in that. And he prayed, and fire came down. Not only did fire come down, if you read it, it says it consumed it and consumed everything around it, and the water was all dried up. After he did that, he killed 850 prophets, false prophets. Elijah did that. And after that, now we get to 19, where now Jezebel finds out Elijah did this. So now they're going after Elijah. And Elijah runs, and he says that he went under a tree, and he was just like, all right, God, I'm tapping out. I'm done. I can't take this anymore. Understand, he just killed 850 prophets. And now he's like, done. He's like, I can't do this anymore. And then it says that the angel woke him up and said, hey, get up, eat. And if you continue reading in 19, the angel of the Lord tells him a couple times, get up, eat. And when you eat, it tells him, you'll read it. It says, after he eats enough that he can go 40 days without eating because he ate enough. Anyways, that's not the point. The point is that Elijah got to a place where he was so exhausted that depression came in. And have you ever been in a place where you feel so exhausted with life, exhausted with situations, exhausted with just making decisions, exhausted of what's going to do in the future? What am I going to do in the future? What's going to happen? Like the processing of so many things. But if we look back at our life, all the things that we've been able to accomplish, yet we can't see the future, we can't see forward because we are exhausted. Have you ever been to that place? I've been there multiple times. I've even found myself at times where I was just like, God, I love what you've done. I'm so grateful for what you've done, but I'm tired. I'm really tired. I've even gotten to the place where, not that I have suicidal thoughts or suicidal ideation, nothing of the sort, but just like, God, I'm so tired of living. I'm so tired of this daily grind. I'm so tired of just making decisions or having to make decisions. Like, I'm tired. God, I am tired. And I don't know about you, but I've been there multiple times. Many times, to be honest, where it's just, I'm tired, God. God, I'm tired. Can we at least come before God and tell God, I'm tired. I don't know what else to do. I don't know how else to keep going. I'm exhausted, physically exhausted, emotionally exhausted, spiritually exhausted. We're just exhausted. One thing I walked away with in this story is one, I can relate with him. Two, I can say, I went to God and I said, God, I'm tired. I'm tapping out. Take my life. Many of us have been in those places. But I encourage us to still go unto God. Still go unto God and just confront these feelings, but also confess them to the Lord. But the question says, what would it look like for you to respect yourself in light of your God-given human limits? In the beginning, I said that it was kind of refreshing because I always say, hey, be nice to yourself, love yourself, give yourself permission to not be great, give yourself permission to fail, give yourself permission to be okay that things are not okay. And the way they worded it was a little different. How would it look like if you respect yourself in light of your God-given human limits or limitations? I thought that was nice because it's one, it acknowledges I have to acknowledge that I have limitations. So I have to be okay that things don't work out. I have to be okay that things cannot be resolved. I have to be okay that I can't answer everything and fix everything. I have to be okay. But not only do I have to be okay, I have to respect myself and say, I can't get all this done. I can't do all these things. I can't accomplish all these things. And I can't reach all these things. And I don't have an answer for everything. And I can't fix everything because I have God given human limitations. I gotta respect that. I gotta respect that God is so sovereign that He created human limitations in me and in you, that we are not capable to do all things, that we're not meant to accomplish everything. We're not meant to fix everything. We're not. So I have to learn to love myself and to respect myself, that in my limitations, it's part of God's great design in me and God's great design in you. So I ask you, I encourage you, hey, be nice to yourself, love yourself, respect the God-given limitations that God has placed upon you and upon me. We're almost done with this fast. How's it going for you?